What's up, guys? This is the Honest Outlaw here, and today I've got something pretty cool for you. We have one of the lightest .308 rifles ever made. We have the Roam Ultralight. This is a 16-inch barrel .308 AR-10 style rifle that only weighs 5.5 pounds. We'll get into it, but before we do that, I want to mention my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys very much. It's because of you guys we can get guns and ammunition to feed those guns for review. All the ammunition in this video is paid for by the Patreon supporters, so I really appreciate that. If you want to go help support the channel, all you got to do is go to the link in the description of this video and sign up to Patreon. If you sign up to Patreon, you get cool stuff like some exclusive content over there, and I try to answer all the private messages that I can. Also, there's a link to a local shelter in Ames, Iowa that I'd like to support. I'd really appreciate if you guys go down there, find that link, click it, and donate to those kids. They could really use your help. And finally, there's a link to some Honest Outlaw swag, t-shirts, net gaiters, hats, mugs, all that cool stuff. Down there in the link, just go there and check it out. The missus would appreciate it since she designed it all. If you really like that stuff, comment below and let her know. Now, this is the Roam Ultralight 308, and I got it kitted out here for my own particular purpose. Now, this I think can flex into a lot of really good roles. However, there's one specific role that Roam had in mind when they made it, and that's hunting. And if you would like to go in the backwoods with a 308 rifle that has a semi-automatic capability, you're going to want something like this. If you've ever gone hunting, especially long-range hunting for elk or something like that, you know that they don't always live in the most convenient spots, and oftentimes you are roaming over hills and valleys and mountains and lots of fun stuff, and the less weight you're carrying, the better. And for those that say, well, you should just work out or you should lift, yada, 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 the old standbys, try it sometime. Carry one of these around for a while and see how heavy it gets in such a short amount of time. So a 5.5 all-magnesium rifle really works out. Now, this particular rifle is kitted out the way I like. I got this from Roam for review, but I plan on keeping this rifle. Most likely I'm probably going to buy it from them just because of how cool it is. I don't know how reliable or how accurate it is, but based on the specs so far, I'm very excited. Obviously, we're going to go out and shoot it in a minute and figure out how reliable it is. It has a Lantac brake on it that I put on there, and it has but from Roam, you can get titanium brakes as well, which are pretty cool. I just got this one with the bare muzzle, and I put the Lantac on there because I already had one, and I really like the Lantac brake personally, although I'm sure their brakes are awesome too. We have the ultralight barrel on there, 16-inch barrel, supposedly still very accurate. However, probably with this light of barrel, you probably don't have a lot of long-term volley of fire. You know, if you fire 60, 70 rounds out of this in a row, you're probably going to lose a little bit of accuracy, or at the very least, you're going to have quite a hot barrel with that very small barrel. Upside of that is it's very lightweight, and since it's only designed for a couple of rounds at most anyway, perfect for the particular role that this rifle is supposed to flex into. We have an ultralight M-LOK rail here made out of magnesium. Now, one of the interesting things about magnesium, it's much lighter than steel or alloys or things like that. However, it is a little bit more brittle, but it's still more than strong enough for handguards in my personal experience, because I have several other magnesium handguards, including the original from BCM and including the V7's rails that I use on a lot of my competition rifles. They get a lot of abuse. All those held up fine, and this actually feels stronger than that, and so far it's been able to hold the Magpul bipod really well. Now we have a Magpul M-LOK bipod on here because it's also very lightweight, very sturdy, and it just seemed to be the perfect match for this particular rifle. Absent the Picatinny rail on top there, although I do have models that do have a full Picatinny rail. They also have models with other barrel lengths as well, like the Badlands, which might be getting here on the channel here pretty soon, with a 20-inch barrel and things like that. So you can get whichever version you want. I was just super excited about the ultralight because, well, I'll tell you in a second once we get done with the rifle. Now we have alloy billet upper and lower receiver, very cool looking with absent forward assist. Some people like the forward assist, some don't. I don't really care whether it has it or not, so it's not a problem there not having it for me. Single-sided safety, although you can see there's a little plunger there, so you could easily add an ambi safety. I actually don't like ambi safeties all that much unless I'm using a rifle that my wife also uses because she's left-handed. It actually gets in the way of my hand a little bit, so if it's just my personal rifle, this is not for her, it's for me. So it has a single-sided safety. Now, it did come with a different grip, however, I did put the Myad grip on there because I like the Myad grip. It is adjustable for size, and I got big hands, and it also can hold a lube container or a dead man's bullet or whatever you want to put in the bottom, so I like that a lot, so I put that on there. Comes stock with the Aero gold trigger. I like that an awful lot. Not only is that a very precise and expensive trigger, but it shoots really quick as well. That's one of the triggers that Jerry Mitchell liked used in competition for many years, and I have also. It's actually in one of my 3-gun rifles. So I'm well versed in the AR gold trigger. Now, one of the things that I'm a little unsure about here. First off, I'll show you the radiant charging handle. Ambi radiant charging handle came stock. That was very cool. One of the things I'm unsure about here is going to be the titanium bolt carrier. Now, that's one of those things you wouldn't want, in my opinion, on something that you would use for long-term shit hit the fan WRL type stuff. This is really good for a hunting role. Titanium bolt carriers are very light, and you can that's one way to even decrease the mass, decrease the recoil, but long-term durability on a titanium bolt carrier group, in my opinion, probably is going to be a little bit less than something like a steel, but they do have a steel bolt carrier option as well, so when you order this, you can pick one or the other. I went with the lower weight just to try it out. I wanted that 5.5 pound 308, and I got it. So probably it takes off a couple ounces, but again, hunting rifle, I'm probably going to shoot a couple hundred rounds through this through its lifespan. No problem there whatsoever. Now, this also has an adjustable gas block, which in my opinion is a necessary item on a 308 gas gun. And the reason I say that is because you can fix the gas to dictate, or sorry, you can change the gas for the particular ammunition that you're using, and 308 gas guns are extremely finicky in my personal opinion. We've had a bunch here on the channel, and a good way to get an unreliable rifle is buy an R-10, but the R-10s that do work are, in my opinion, the best 308 rifles because they're the most ergonomic and most accurate. Now, an AR-15 is a very accurate overall platform, and it's easy to get accuracy out of this because of the ergonomics and because of the build itself. And on top of that, Roam is a very high-quality company with a high price for their rifles, so I expect a very accurate rifle. On top of it, we have the R-10 1:6 power scope. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I got it from Optics Planet. We'll leave a link down below as well. And I keep hearing such good things about R-10 that I figured I'd give it a shot and see how it compares to things like Vortex and Collis and all that fun stuff, since I don't have any experience on them personally, although I can tell you already the glass quality is excellent and the reticle is pretty interesting as well. So we're going to be running that on this, on the old lightweight 308, to make sure it is very durable for you guys before I recommend it. Now on the back here I have a Frankenstein a contraption here of my own construction. I got some labrum issues, some shoulder issues. Most of you guys watch the channel, you know that. So it came with a Magpul stock with just a plastic end on it, and I plan on shooting this rifle a good bit. And I had this crazy thing on one of my 870s, and I was like, screw it, let's just take it off. Not just because it has a limb saver butt pad, it makes it very comfortable, but mainly actually because of the cheek rest. So instead of a regular Magpul stock, this actually gives you a lot more space for your face, and if you're shooting precision rifles, that's always good. And one little tip here, if you're shooting a precision rifle, I took a precision rifle class with a guy named Robert Ormond, and he's one of the best shooters in the world, and he would always talk about how you want to get comfortable behind the scope. So you want to lay on the scope, close your eyes, open your eyes, and if you're not perfectly centered in the scope, you need to adjust the level of your stock. And with a big wide pad like this, you can't adjust it, but what you can do is actually tape some foam on there. And so if you have a smaller face than I do and this doesn't work for you, just tape some foam around there and get the perfect fit, and then you'll be shooting tighter groups in no time. That being said, we'll go down there and shoot this and see how it goes.
What do you want me to go for?
Oh, you can aim whatever you want. You can hit any steel from here. Oh, you hit it.
Yep. They're legit falling off.
Fuck them. Ooh, missed that one. You want me to hit something else?
You can hit whatever you want. I'll just put them back on.
Okay. Damn.
You're out. Spins those dueling trees right around, don't it?
Yep.
You good?
Yep.
That's a good time.
Bitch.
You're going high.
High?
Yeah.
Is that still headshot?
Yeah, yeah. That one doesn't fall.
Well, I'm aiming a body.
Oh yeah. I was aiming low plate when I was shooting.
Okay.
Crushing those things. Yeah.
I was gonna try to get him while he was swinging.
That's what I was trying to do too. All right, so after action report of the Roam Ultralight 308 is that I kind of love it. We had to dial in the gas system a little bit for the cheap mil-spec ammo that we were using. Plus we also used some of this Freedom Munitions reman, which is not not what I would call reliable ammunition, but it ran just fine. Like I said, once we got the gas system dialed in, we had no malfunctions whatsoever. So overall, I think it's very accurate. We had no problems hitting at about 90 yards or so, 6-inch plates super consistently, either from the bench or from the ground. With a 6-power scope, that is more than doable, and that means it's definitely shooting really well. We'll show you the groups. We shot groups earlier when we sighted in at 100 yards. It was about an inch or so. And with military ball ammo, that's pretty impressive. That means that with match ammo, you're probably looking at 3/4 MOA, you know, half MOA, something like that. The brake performed really well, although again, with a 16-inch 308 plus a brake, you're gonna get a lot of gas. My buddy was shooting it with me. He was out here shooting it, and the gas kind of messed with his contact a little bit on the first shot. There's so much gas, so you have to be aware of that. Right and scope worked really, really well. Perfect, in my opinion, for a sapper style rifle like this, because you have the 1-power capability if you wanted to go inside a house, something like that. Well, you're going to get a lot of blast from the brake, but perfect for close and far away. One of the nice things about a 1-power scope is you can leave it in 1 power if you want, or you can leave it in 6 power if you want. Usually people don't go in between, but if you leave it in 1 power, you have good situational awareness across the whole field, and then you can dial into your target. That way it's a little easier to find and acquire your target when you're actually shooting. Magpul bipod worked really well, and the rifle overall performed, in my opinion, pretty exceptionally. AR gold trigger worked. I'm happy that I changed the grip and the Magpul mags. That's awesome. Some 308s don't take those. Get out of here with that. Magpul mags are the way to go for me for most of the time. They're one of the most reliable, affordable mags. Lancer mags are phenomenal. They're probably the best in my opinion. However, Magpul are right up there and easily to find. You can go to any of your local big box stores and pick these mags up. My Crazy Frankenstein stock here performed extremely well. Shooting the rifle was a really easy, low recoil impulse, especially considering it's a 5.5 pound 308. The combination between the adjustable gas system, the low mass carrier, and the recoil pad here, plus the brake, I had very little recoil whatsoever. I've had 5.56 rifles that recoiled more than that. Obviously, we're going to do a full review. This was just the first shots. We'll probably do maybe a couple hundred rounds, and we're definitely going to go to a longer range area where we're going to shoot this at 1,000 yards. So we'll give you the update on that, but as of now, I see no reason why you wouldn't want to get one of these in all fairness. 5.5 pound 308, great for home defense. If you have ear pro on or a good suppressor, and you also live in an area where that is able to do so, you wouldn't want to use one of these for home defense if you live like an apartment complex. Your neighbors would be very unhappy. Yeah, great kinetic energy on target. 308 is kind of frowned upon these days because 6.5, 6mm, stuff like that exists, which has a little bit better ballistic coefficient. However, it doesn't make you a better shooter. And people that shoot 308, give me a weird look. Why you give me a weird, oh, because the ballistic coefficient? That's a thing, trust me.
Sounds fancy.
It just means it's easier to connect in long distances.
Okay, whatever you say.
But yeah, 308's still affordable. By comparison to 6.5 and 6mm, and it's available. Well, I mean, not in 2021, but it's more available than 6.5. So 308 is still a valid choice, especially for a medium to long range rifle. This is good anywhere from 0 to 1,000 meters with this setup. If you can shoot really well, of course I would want more magnification if you shot at 1,000 meters. This particular setup's 0 to 600, no problem, kill anything in North America in my personal opinion. So, very happy with the rifle. Going to continue to shoot it, give you a full review. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help out your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.
I am the queen of everything, so I knew.
Is that on video?
Uh-huh. Just so everyone knows.
Just let people know.
Just let everyone know.
Okay.